Hey everybody, Mac to Monster here, back with Marvel Heroes. This time I'm going to do a quick summary of Luke Cage. A little different for me. This is kind of like back in the beginning when I was just giving details about characters, but seeing how I can see what all the skills are, I can at least tell you what they do, and you can get an impression of Luke Cage and whether or not you like him or not. I'll be leveling them pretty quick, but that will probably take a few days to get to 30. And then I'll do a build for them, and then I'll show them off in terminal runs. So, let's go to his stats. He's got some pretty impressive stats, and it looks like they're gearing him out to be pretty tankable. I mean, you're going up to second to last durability, second to last fighting, or strength, third to last fighting. You're going to get a little faster, no energy, obviously energy is not really needed, and you ain't going to get too much smarter. So he's kind of a durable little guy, not really that little. First let's take a look at the costumes. That's not going to work. Let's get over here. Oh, it's kind of hard to move this close up. That's a pretty good view of him. So this is his modern costume. This is a costume he came wearing, so I'm assuming when you buy him, this is the costume you're going to get. And let's see here. The other costume right now is his classic costume. Kind of reminds me of a 1970s guy. Maybe from a Bruce Leroy movie or something. And then we got Luke Cage street clothes. Looks kind of cool there. Looks a little bit modern, urban. I kind of like his modern costume. Although it's hard to say because this one you get the chain. He's kind of known for that chain. This one you don't get the chain, but you get the belt. He's a little bit known for his belt as well. But for me, I'm going with this one. That's what his costumes look like anyway. Going up here, the little guy following me is his buddy. He's going to be a real tough guy to figure out how you want to play. And they don't really make it easy. He's got really several different play styles. Being tank, being DPS, kind of like Colossus is in that way. A little bit better than Colossus because he has health regen. But then he's got some ranged abilities which aren't too bad. So now he's kind of mimicking, say, Ms. Marvel with range and melee. But what he also has is combo points in finishers. Just like World of Warcraft rogues and I don't know, Dark Ages have something like that too, I think. But basically, you generate combination points, and then you have finishing moves which burn those combo points and do fantastic, neat little things. Oh, you know who I was thinking of? Diablo 2. The ninja there. The one with all the traps and everything. They had combo points too. But then he takes another twist, and he's got 4 separate pets. So, hey, I don't know how you're going to do that. I mean, I suppose you could pick 2 pets and just do 10 points each. Not quite sure how that's going to work. Although with the gearing right now, if you haven't noticed, high-level gear is giving you like a grants 20. So you could actually get gear that grants 20 points in 2 characters, then just build points in 2 characters. That would work. I'm going to start right to left as my normal thing here, because we're talking about the Kais already. This is Iron Fist. This is his buddy. Now level 1, he seems pretty neat. He's got a healing chi, which restores 140 health. I don't know how quick that ticks. I don't know if that's every second, if he has to do something with it, because they took away the fact that you don't see healing going on when you're not hurt. And currently, in the training room, I have no way of getting hurt, so it doesn't really matter. But obviously you can see they start getting a lot tougher with more and more points, which is why I say it's going to be really hard to decide what you want to do because there's 4 pets. You know, that's only leaving 40 points for other things. How are you going to do this? I mean, watch all these awesome skills that come along. So that's his first pet. And that one is obviously going to scale, and it's got a special ability, so it's a little better than Panther's pets, and probably a lot better than Rocket Raccoon's pets because they follow you around and they do special things. They do have cooldowns, so you can't spot them non-stop. But 15-second cooldown, not terrible for a pet that follows you. Real terrible for Rocket Raccoon because you just drop the pets and only one follows you. All of the rest of them stay still. Then he's got this ability, Tactical Offense, which has a passive aura effect of giving everybody 25 crit rating and 5% movement speed. And obviously that's going to scale with points. So see, this is something you're going to want to go with. Movement speed and critical. And then if you cast it, it taunts everything. Oh no, I'm sorry, this isn't the taunt. It resets the cooldown of assisting hero special powers, so all their special abilities get reset. Then you get another character, Misty Knight here. She's pretty nice. She's got a lot of health, some good defense, does some damage, and she casts a shockwave. And she deals critical strikes more often and can generate a shockwave with her bionic arm. So, you know, that sounds pretty cool. Gonna want that. Hero's Call. Maybe this won't be so necessary. But it does have a passive effect that affects all the pets. So if you go with all the pets, you got another 5th one because it gives Iron Fist an aura with plus attack speed, Jessica Jones an aura with plus defense rating, Colleen Wings aura does plus damage rating, and Misty Knight's aura does plus crit rating. So it's just like, holy cow, what do I take? Maybe this is a great one for a Grant plus 20. And here's Jessica Jones. She has high health and defense and can crash into groups of enemies, drawing their attention, so she'll taunt, and she does a death from above ability. He's got a passive that increases the credits per drop. I mean, so far we've gone through, what's this, 6 skills, and I want all 6 skills. Then he's got this Tactical Defense. It increases your defense rating, and it increases your maximum health by aura, so everybody gets it, all your pets, everybody in your group. And then if you activate it, it's a taunt with a 5-second cooldown. So he can taunt. And then we got Colleen Wing. Looks like the girls like him. But at rank 1, she's pretty potent with all that health and defense. And she does 20% extra damage to bosses, elites, and champions, and she does a multi-strike attack. It says she deals more damage to elites and can perform a rapid series of slashes that cause bleeding injuries. So all these pets sound awesome. Your base melee attack, it does bonus critical damage when you crit. They call it opener. I don't know why. Probably because it generates combo points, but most basic powers or openers generate combo points. He's got the Harlem drop kick, which just kicks out in front of him, and it deals 25% extra damage per combo point spent. So this is your first finisher, and it knocks things down. And it doesn't look actually that great. The graphic looks almost like a girl trying to kick. Here, I'll show you. Yeah. Maybe it's not as bad as it looked before, but it's still kind of funny. Let's go back to powers. The next finisher you get is his Dempsey roll. Basically, you gain some dodge rating for 4 seconds, and it does some damage. Cold Shoulder, this is basically a movement charge. You can stun and knock down guys. You get a movement speed buff for a short duration. I think that's kind of like, who does that? Captain America or Daredevil? Somebody does that. And it does some okay damage. Combo Fighter. This is a passive. Your combo finisher powers deal bonus damage when they critically hit. Each finisher also grants a different buff when you use it at maximum combo point. So, critical hits right now do 12% bonus damage, and you get plus critical hit rating for using Harlem Dropkick, Dempsey Roll plus 80 damage rating, Cage Fighting plus 10% attack speed, and that lasts for 15 seconds when you do it. So that sounds like you can keep that up pretty permanently. That attack speed's really the one that's ringing out to me. Here's going to be a must-have, accelerated healing factor. I mean, just like Wolverine, regenerate 25 health per second and increases your maximum health. That's going to be a mandatory. So now you got 5 skills. I mean, what do you do? Quick roll. This is an interesting little roll. Not only does it roll and do damage when you roll, but when you stop the roll, you do a nice little kick and you deal more damage. So that's a pretty damaging movement ability. And he's got this ability, Unbreakable Skin, which is a passive. You gain passive defense rating and projectile deflection chance. Gonna want that, right? Yeah, I mean, you want all this. This character, they almost made too good. Chunk of Concrete. This is fun to do. All it does is it lifts up concrete from the ground and hurls it away. Doesn't that look fun? It's fun. Damages are right. I mean, it's not super awesome, but it does hit everything in the path. And then he gets this chain yank. Kind of reminds me of a certain Scorpion-like character from an older video game. Get over here. Yep, I had to go there. And that's basically what it does. It generates a combo point, or 2 if you have 0 combo points. It grabs a enemy and pulls you right to them, or pulls them right to you. This ability Cage was here. This is a ranged area ability. This looks like it's going to be the trash pack killer. It looks pretty good. Deals massive damage, knocking down nearby enemies. We got this belt buckle. Lash enemies with your chain belt, leaving them more vulnerable to attack. They take extra damage on the next attack. It does okay damage. This is a passive, Superhuman Leverage. Critical hit bonus, damage, tenacity bonus, and extra damage with thrown objects. There's going to be one more thrown object that I know of, and that's going to be this car. Get to that in a sec. Cage Fighting. Here's that finisher that when you do it, you gain the attack speed, which sounds very interesting. So you spend all your combo points to pummel enemies with a pair of devastating blows. If you have full combo points, the combo ends with a nice stunning elbow drop. This sounds pretty good. I love Cage Fighting too, so I love doing Cage Fighting. But watching it's pretty good too. Physical damage, 437 to 655 per hit, deals 25% extra damage per combo point. You have a total of 4, so you can do an extra 100% damage. And the elbow is massive, 870 to 1300 with a 2-second stun. So that's a pretty cool little thing. And probably one of the better abilities I saw so far was this crowbar beatdown. I like this idea. Smack enemies with a crowbar that's super effective against bosses. Generates a combo point. Currently, it's some nice damage there. 650 to 987 damage, and it deals 5% extra damage to bosses, elites, and champions. I'm hoping when you spend points that 5% goes up some, because that is not super effective. That's kind of like, here, take a look. Gets an extra scratch. But then you get to this car thing. I'm going to assume it's like the Rock. You kind of just generate a car out of nowhere. You pick it up and you throw it at something. And it does a lot of damage. It has a stun. It has kind of a long cooldown, 12 seconds. You probably can get that down to 7 or so, just like Thor's abilities and everything. And it immediately generates 5 combo points. Doesn't that sound like a little stupid? 1, 2, 3, 4 total combo points. But this generates 5 combo points. I think it could generate 4 combo points and be just as effective. Devs, you did something a little funny there. And then he gets a special ability which is called Sweet Christmas. And this is a pretty sweet Christmas. First you do a devastating wide area attack to nearby enemies. Then you strengthen you and all your heroes for hire to kick butt and take names. So it does 6,700 to 10,000 damage basically. Gives you and your pets plus 788 crit rating, plus 755 damage rating, plus 788 brutal strike rating, which I'm going to assume is going to make a lot of those crits brutals. Plus 1,500 or 1,400 defense rating, and it lasts an odd 21 seconds. Not sure what 21 seconds came from. Usually they're 30 seconds, but it seems like they're taking in advance our wanting of making power durations last longer, so it's not going to go more than 30 seconds. Kind of stupid. Just make it 30 seconds and let us have some fun once every 20 minutes. But now you see what I'm talking about, the character. There's so many things out here. He's going to end up being split, and I don't know how that's going to work late game. You know, kind of right now, I'm predicting cage fighting with crowbar beatdown, accelerated healing factor with the combo fighter for that attack speed, because you know how hard it is to get attack speed. And attack speed with this crowbar beatdown on bosses will be your boss killer. We're going to need Cage was here to kill Trash, I think, unless you want to kill Trash with the crowbar beatdown. That doesn't sound as fun. You're going to want these passives, and you're going to end up with, like, what, 4 points in each character? Just weird. I think you're going to end up with 1 character. But I'd rather maximize that attack speed again, because it's really hard to get that attack speed. So it's going to be a very interesting character to level, and a very, very interesting character to figure out how to maximize. You know, there's going to be 100 different builds in this guy. They finally got a character that has way too many good stuff on it. Way too many good stuff. So that's good, and that's bad. So that's Luke Cage. I hope you guys enjoyed the preview. Hope it helps, and I'll talk to you later.